Hello, I am Sarah Millican and welcome to episode 40, wowzers, 40 of How to Be Champion Storytime. I would say maybe halfway through. No, we're not even halfway through, guys. Not even halfway through. So episode 40, we're in the middle of the So Many Proper Jobs chapter. And there was a footnote on the last section there. Remember that you were assertive when we made you take your jeans back. The footnote to that is, one of my first telly performances was on Richard and Judy's Tea Time show. Richard recounted the story of my very first gig and said I was rubbish. I shouted him down, forgetting I was on the telly, and the next day I went into work to see my desk decorated with balloons and posters made by the girls that said, I wasn't rubbish, Richard. I bet if there'd been an assertiveness test right then, I'd have refused to do it and told whoever set it up to fuck off and stop wasting me fucking time. Not everyone ringing the service knew which benefit they wanted to make a claim for, and it was part of our job to work it out before taking them through the system and sending the relevant forms out. Sometimes they had a rough idea. The main benefits we dealt with then were job seekers allowance, incapacity benefit, income support, and sometimes bereavement allowance and disability living allowance. My favourite requests were for income spasticity benefit, which is a portmanteau of income support and incapacity, and in captivity benefit, which is mostly for pandas. One woman rang up asking to make a claim for bereavement allowance. She had been separated, but not divorced, from her husband for 20 years and had read in the paper that he died. I love the chutzpah of the woman. We each had a desk protector and a durable black rubber mat, and under mine I'd keep a piece of paper listing the following: 8:30, 8:40, 8:50, 9 o'clock, 9:10, 9:20, 9:30, 9:40. It went all the way to 5 or 6 o'clock, depending on what time I finished that day. I would tick each 10-minute slot off as the time passed. Sometimes, if a call was particularly involving, I'd get to tick 2 off. I always felt a bit untapped in these jobs, like I was destined for something less demotivating and more creative. I just didn't know what, yet. Looking back now, I was clearly depressed, partly the divorce and partly feeling trapped in a job I didn't like while beavering away at my writing each evening. On the metro into work, I used to listen to Chris Moyles on my little pocket radio. The laughs I got while listening to him were sometimes the best part of my day. I was lucky enough to be able to tell him that once. I don't listen to him now though, as someone on his team does an impression of me and it all feels a bit shit. I was moved to a desk just outside the manager's office. The rest of the place was open plan aside from Hilda's, formidable woman, office. The walls to the one private office were not soundproofed, so they needed to fill the 2 desks outside with people she could trust not to pass on anything they might have heard. That was me and a girl called Lizzie, who I'd spoken to a bit but not much. She very quickly became my best friend and has been ever since. She is golden. Only 2 people were ever needed to cover the phones between 5 and 6 p.m, and it was often Lizzie and me, as we liked working hard and being paid overtime. On those days, at 4 p.m, we drink a can of Red Bull each and take a Pro Plus just to liven things up. Lizzie and I were both moved to Crew, Compensation Recovery Unit, in Washington, in different offices but the same building, so lunch breaks were a joy. I never really got my head around this job. I just sat beside a patient woman called Edith who attempted to train me. When they were looking for jobs for us, Lizzie and I said we didn't care which department or office we ended up in as long as we were in the same building, and Crew suited us fine. I think you can get through any job if you have someone you can roll your eyes at. This was my last proper job. There was something excellent around the corner. And the How to Be Champion tip at the end of this chapter is: there is no substitute for hard work. I'm never keen when people say they're lucky. I'm never keen when successful people say they're lucky. It's mostly just being good, focused and working your arse off. When I won my newcomer award at the Edinburgh Fringe, as I was working my way through the crowd to get outside so I had enough signal to ring Gary, the brilliant comic Joe Caulfield stopped me and said, "Well done, you've done the driving." And if all else fails, remember this quote by Tim Notka: "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." And that is the end of chapter... No! Oh my God, I've been so good for ages. And I've just fucked it up again. The end of... You don't care. Do you still like me? Please like me. That was the end of episode 40. Not chapter 4, episode. I hope it raised a laugh and you are smiling now, and we will hopefully see you again tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Have a biscuit. Tell me what biscuit you've had. I'd like to know. We're still on the hobnobs, so I might have a hobnob. Have a good chocolate, obviously. Did I say that? Do I have to say that? No. Have a good rest of day, and I will see you tomorrow. Stay in the house. Wash your fucking hands. Lots of love. Bye-bye.
Hello, it's Sarah Millican here. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all of my latest videos. Don't forget to like, pop a comment below, and why not stick around to watch a few more? I'm sure those emails or those dishes can wait a bit longer.